Hey guys, welcome back. Now that we got our Skyview Tower, we can access these islands, which we probably could have gotten here from the Great Sky Island anyway. But you know, the tower is just so much more convenient. So what I'm going to do is hit this whole chain here, ultimately ending up at a Flux Construct with a treasure chest. But on the way, there's a bunch of goodies. Right here, there's going to be some fairies and some just, you know, regular lootables on all of these. But right here, there's a korok seed and another treasure chest. Moving right along, there's going to be two chests here, and I'll just go ahead and pre-mark them because I'm going to run out of pins here real fast. Now, one of those is a Sage's Will, and the other one is just some random loot. I can't remember which is which. But also, guys, more fairies. Now, remember, if we have two fairies, the entire lot will spawn in. So I'm completely out of fairies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get two here, and then, because I think there's only 3 at this spot, and then I should have another 3 or 4 I can get here. Now that being said, I'm going to continue on to this point. And somewhere over here there's a couple of radishes, so that's really awesome. There's also a shrine quest. We got another treasure chest hiding way out here. And korok seed here. And another luminous stone island here with another treasure chest. And as you can see, I'm already out of pins. So yeah, that should get us going. Now guys, yeah. So here's what happened. I had a blood moon, and which is really crazy, because I got a blood moon right before we did all this Hyrule Field stuff, and now I just had another blood moon, which, you know, I don't know, in my mind the math just didn't add up to all that. All we did was kill a bunch of bobkins, maybe a couple of moblins, maybe a couple of boss bobkins, but wow, I really didn't expect a blood moon. But anyway, we got one, and I warped back to the Skyview Tower here, you know, so I could take a quick flight up and go see all the pretty sky islands. But here's what happened when I got here. My toes started wiggling. So guys, I gotta do something about that. So, you know, I just can't help myself. Now, I've already got an attack power meal working for me, which is really cool. What just happened with my bow there? Okay, so that's going to actually wake a couple up, but they'll go back to bed. It's okay. Get over here, Tulin. Don't you dare. I will disown you. Tulin. Tulin. I know you're thinking about it. Okay. That's a good boy. Stay. Alright guys, as promised, they went back to bed. Now, I've still got that attack power meal working, and that's going to be key here. So, I'm going to be able to actually sneak strike this guy. Even though he's wearing armor, I'm using like a rock hammer kind of weapon. So that not only busts through his armor, but that also, you know, sneak strikes him. Okay, now before that meal runs out, I really need to get the silvers. But to do that, I'm going to need a little bit of help from Bone Attack up. So once I kill this guy, I'm going to have to remember to rock real slow to the boss Bobkin so I don't wake anyone up. So long, sucker! Okay, let's see if I can do this before my time runs out. I feel like I'm playing Beat the Clock. Oh man, it started flashing red. Now I'm really nervous. And we got him. Alright, so I was able to do that right under the noses of all the archers, which is awesome. And honestly, I'm going to kill the archers anyway just because, you know, sometimes blues drop guts, which I don't know if the archers actually do. Guess I'm about to find out. That was probably overkill. I didn't think I'd get the sneak strike, though. That was funny, I had a friend over, and I was doing some sneak striking, and we were just talking normal, you know. And when I got, you know, to the point I was getting ready to sneak strike, I was like, oh my god, we gotta be quiet. And she goes, what? Why? I was like, shh, quiet. She goes, why? I don't understand. I said, because we don't want to wake them up. She goes, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I held it as long as I could, and then I just lost it. It was the best thing ever. And oh my god, I just caught myself being super quiet. So I guess I can't knock on her too bad. Alright guys, so you know, that itch just really had to be scratched there. Now we can get back to work on our Sky Islands. Okay, so I know I don't have this one pinned, but it's the very first piece of land we can really touch down on here. That bad boy right there. And again, just some free, you know, lootables. Quick stuff. I usually get golden apples up here. I don't know if that's a regional thing, but I seem to find them in some places more than others, for sure. And those are good for blood moon bonuses. If you want to cook a meal, throw one of those in and it'll give you, you know, the random extra time or whatever have you. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this little piece of land. The next one is right below. Okay, so here's where we're going to have some fairies. And again, I only want 2. And Toolin, you're going to gum up the works here. So I like to get the Toolin sneeze out of the way, so I don't have issues when I'm trying to get my fairies here. Okay, so again, I only want 2. There's a third one here, but he can just go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, I also like to keep my stealth suit on, not only for the fairies, but also darners and butterflies. So, you know, these things are time specific. So I'm nighttime hours still right now, technically, for insects. But I think at 7 a.m. they stop spawning in. And also beetles. This is a known area for, I think it's the rugged rhino beetle. So that's another reason I'm wearing my stealth. Now, unfortunately, you know, I'm kind of sprinting around. So beetle, you know, stealth suit or no stealth suit, that beetle's going to fly away if I'm sprinting. So I'm going to try to pay more attention to that and stop it. Alright guys, now here's something that I want to point out for auto build. And the reason is because these floaty things, I think they actually do have a despawn time, but it's really, really like way far crazy out. So what I like to do is save that. Now the only bad thing is if you actually do go to auto build that, it costs like 100 zonite to build that floaty thingy. So, you know, obviously you want to try to avoid that if at all possible. So if you really need the floaty thingy, what you can do is, you know, go to the nearest island, wherever that happens to be. So say, you know, I wanted to go up here. And this just happened to be, actually, that would be the Great Sky Island. So if you have 2 choices like that are kind of close by, always take the one higher in elevation. That'll put you up, you know, in better position to get to where you need to go. And even if you can't get that floating platform quite all the way over there, if you're high enough up, aka, you know, the higher altitude Sky Island, that'll give you some flight time with your paraglider. Not only that, you can actually build while you're on this thing. So, you know, you could take out another auto build. For example, I really like that wing with the rocket. So, you know, you could actually auto build that right here. Wow, this thing is just kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere. Build that, and then, you know, get an even better reach, so to speak. So, you know, folks have been asking me how I do this, and I'm going to have to do a video just for that to show you how to get really far across the sky. But again, if we can do that, avoiding having to auto-build this floating sky chunk, the better off we'll be. Okay, so enough jibber-jabber about that. I just thought I should spit all that out while I was actually thinking about it. You know, this is the first time we've come across this thing, in my walkthrough anyway, after auto-build. So, you know, old man memory would have kicked in at some point, and, you know, 50 videos later, I'd have said, you know, I keep forgetting to mention. Alright, guys, so you could have either, you know, done that straight up like I did, or you could have done that at an angle and gotten some horizontal movement with some altitude. So now I'm coming up on the next little set here, and I'm going to hit the bottom one first. Reason being, there's an ascend point right there we can hit. Okay, so you're going to have a rocket guy. Rocket Man. Go ahead and get rid of Rocket Man. Okay, now there should be a whole bunch of free lootables on this little area. And you can hear my treasure chest beeper going crazy. That is right above us, actually. Oh! You know, before I dropped out of the sky, I meant to use my bow and arrow to get that chest down. Huh. Maybe I can batwing an arrow up there. We'll see here. I may not need the batwing. Ooh, barely. Okay, so that should be an old map. Anytime you see two sky islands like that where there's kind of like one on top of another, always look up when you're on the lower one. 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to see a chest hanging there. Alright guys, like I said, a whole bunch of lootables, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, so I really like my stealth suit, you know, insects. Now it's 8:40 a.m., so, you know, I'm thinking about beetles, not... I misspoke earlier, I'm tired, it's late. Yeah, that 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. thing more applies to, I think, the beetles than it does the darners and the butterflies. So either way, keep your stealth suit on. And if you're not seeing the beetles, then, you know, you can change it to the opposite time and look for them again. But I think the rugged rhino beetles are night spawns. Yeah, it's been a while. I honestly can't remember. Alright, moving right along here. I'm going to go ahead and hit that ascend point. What is happening right now? Oh, Rocket Man! I forgot he was even over there. I thought the game was glitching out or something. I thought there was a tree trying to spawn in. Totally forgot about Rocket Man. Okay. Man, I was about to say, wow, I got a glitch right here on video, guys. It's actually happening. I did catch one glitch on video. There was a bird. It was attacking me, but it was invisible and it would not hit me. So I just kind of sat there with my glider forever. Gave it plenty of opportunity. It never did actually hit me, and I never did actually see it. But Tulin kept shooting at something, but again, he never did hit it. He was just shooting out into like blank space. It was crazy. So, yeah. I'll send that to Nintendo someday. Okay, so we got our Koroks seed here as promised. A lot of seeds on these last few videos. Give us a little bit of wiggle room if we want to increase inventory. Okay, so the seed, the chest, whatever lootables, I think I already got them all. So from here you can once again make a rocket ship. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that other one. Oh well. So long, sucker. You don't need a ton of altitude on this one anyway. Now, guys, believe it or not, you can actually shoot an arrow tipped with a wing and hit that bird out there, but he's too far away for the autocollect to work, unfortunately, as I just found out myself. So don't bother. Okay, now notice they give you an axe here, but honestly you don't need it. You can take full advantage of the trees that are already pre-chopped, which is amazing. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. For right now, I want to collect my lootables. Oh, Endura shrooms. Those things are like gold. Those things are like gold. Oh, Endura shrooms. Those things are like gold. 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 Those things are like gold Okay, now more ferries. There should be 3 or 4 here, and I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've been here. That's 2. I'm not seeing beetles on these trees. So I'm guessing I'm at the wrong time of day. Okay, so I guess just the 2 ferries? I could have sworn there was more here than that. Maybe some wildlife scared something off? Huh. So sad. Okay, well normally you'll get, you know, 3 or 4 ferries spawned in here. Okay, I got 4 altogether. That's kind of disappointing. You know, there should be another one on this side, maybe. Maybe he's just out of view. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any. Okay, it was worth a shot. Alright guys, now these puzzles. I mentioned taking advantage of the pre-cut tree, so you're going to make an L shape. And there should be, you know, one side longer than the other. So what we want to do is kind of make an upside down L with the long side hanging down. Now, I don't think I can get it to where it needs to go just yet, unfortunately. Sometimes I push buttons faster than the game can think, seemingly. I tend to do that a lot. Alright guys, so we got our upside down L there, alongside sticking down. And go ahead and glue that together, and that'll keep this gate up. Now you notice that completely drains, it makes fishing so much easier. So go ahead and get your ancient armoires there. Kind of like buying an armoire at an antique store. Every time I see that name, that's what I think of. Alright, so there's our Sage's Will. Okay, so one more time we're going to have to take advantage of the cut trees, but we have to leave this gate up. So we're going to have to grab that last log down here. And we're going to be combining that with another log. Okay, once you got the 2 together a long ways, we're going to make like a rooftop for this thing. And once again, we're going to be able to glue the gate right to it. Alright, so more ancient armoires. And I think I still got a magic rod, so that can stay right there. Alrighty, so from here, we are out of here. Okay, so once you got a simple plane built, simply fly on the simple plane and simply get across. Now there's going to be another Rocket Man over here. I've never actually had him tag me here, but not to say he can't. Ooh, he almost got me that time, didn't he? That was pretty close. Okay, so once you're across safe and sound, I am looking for more lootables. So I guess this is not... I wasn't 100% sure where those radishes were going to be. Thought they might be here, but they are not. Not seeing any beetles either. It's going to be nighttime real soon in my game. So maybe I'll start seeing some beetles spawning in. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for this little spot. Just the free lootables there. My treasure chest beeper is going wild. So there's actually a Flux Construct right below me, and that's what it's picking up on, is the chest that's actually attached to him. I just scared him away. Me and my sprinting gets me every time. Okay, now guys, you can use this launcher for an island. That one right there. But we're not going to do that. We're going to hit that on the way down. There's an island, like, a lot higher up than that one. The Luminous Stone Island. So it feels like a lot less back and forth when I just hit it after that. Okay, I toss 10 into each one I come across. Okay, nothing new for me on that trip, but I always like to make sure that I unlocked everything. For you picture takers out there, don't forget the photos of your birds. Alrighty, and we have arrived at our shrine quest. Now this one isn't too terrible, you just gotta maneuver that movable block just right. Okay, once you get your crystal activated there, we can go ahead and go get her. Get her done. I think that's pretty much it for free lootables. So for this, guys, there's actually another treasure chest out here. You can actually see it dangling there. And to get that bad boy, I like to go 2 that way and then 2 back. And then once that gets itself situated, that thing should be hanging there. And even if it's not, like, on a ledge, that's okay. We're gonna fix that with Ultra Hand. And once you got the chest somewhere safe and sound, then you can go ahead and hack the vine. And get your loot. Lots of old maps on this one. So that was right there, and I think I forgot to mark a couple of these now. Super unfortunate. Okay, so once you got your chest there, you're gonna have to manipulate this thing one more time. Now all you have to do is make sure you got a walkway this way and that way. So I will flip it just like that. Whoops. Just like that. Now, I think this is where my radishes are. Yep. So periodically I'll keep going back around and looking at my map and going back to all my cooking pots to get more and more radishes. And not only that, but in the caves, whenever I find big hearty truffles, same thing. So that's why I always, you know, I'm so well stocked with my hearty meals. Alright, so from here, all you gotta do is simply walk across the platform we just created. Okay, once your crystal makes contact with the platform here, you are right as rain, and I think this is just a blessing. So I'm going to dive right in and get my loot. And it was a diamond. Booyah! Talk about decent shrine loot. That never happens. Alright guys, from here I think it's time to dive straight down into our fist fight. Now, just to make sure I'm not missing anything, that needs a pin on it. Something to investigate out there. Yeah, that should pretty much do us. Oh. Go ahead and Barbarian armor up for this guy. I think he takes a good 4 or 5 shots with a Savage Lionel bow. That's assuming you connect all your arrows. I'm not actually connecting all my arrows. I should have done that from a little higher up. Wow, another old map. Hot dog. Okay, that thing isn't really great, so I'm not going to bother with it. If that was a triple barrel, that would be different, but yeah, we got better in our inventory. So moving right along. Dude, buttons. Walk, don't run, just in case you got beetles. You know, I'm probably backwards. It's probably a daytime spawn in. Maybe I just wasn't quite on the right piece of Sky Island yet. But I'm going to take a real good look just to make sure. Yep. Zip, not a zero, zilch. I just saw a star fragment fall. Alright guys, from here... Now here's another auto build idea. So, you know, you can put that in your favorites if you don't like the rocket thing, because the balloons, they give you a lot more altitude than the rocket will. So yeah, pretty cool idea. Just to auto build this, keep in mind that's going to start getting expensive. 9 zonite per battery, you know, 6 per balloon and flamethrower combo. So yeah, that gets real expensive real quick. And that's assuming you've got the floaty thingy, you know, that you don't have to auto build also. Okay, so for now I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. And you can see how fast it's sucking through battery power there. Okay, now as I was mentioning when I was talking about all this verbally, when your battery runs out or when something despawns or whatever, you don't go dropping out of the sky. That's the really awesome thing about these floating sky chunks. So, you know, whatever happens, whether a balloon despawns or your battery power runs out, you stay right where you're at so you can, you know, wait for that to reload and give it another go. And, or, you know, if those balloons despawn, you can put down 2 more balloons from your inventory here, which is awesome. You can, you know, put down things and build and, you know, it's super cool to be able to do that. And there's another one right here off that Flux Construct. So yeah, 4. Wow. Not bad for old maps. Alright guys, take a moment and get all your wonderful gemstones while you're here. Okay, now before I get going, I've gotten all my gemstones. We could actually fly over there to that, but I'm going to do that in a completely separate video. At some point when I get all my maps unlocked, I'm going to go around and get all of those all at once and kind of chapter those out. That way folks that need help finding a particular one can find it. Or, you know, folks that just want to do that entire side quest all at once can do that. It just kind of gives a little bit of versatility there. So anyway, if you want to get it now, you can. Just know that... know that if you land on that, sometimes they break free and fall down. So, you know, you might have to warp back up to the shrine here to finish doing whatever you wanted to do on the island. Excuse me. But, if you're going to go ahead and do it, make sure you... Excuse me. Something was trying to crawl back up. Huh. Alright, so, what you need is a picture of that tablet there that you can read. So, you know, whether it falls out of the sky or not, just make sure you get your photo. Alright guys, last but not least, there's one more Korok seed here before we wrap things up. So folks, if you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And guys, I definitely appreciate the time you take when you do that stuff for me. It's not always an instant gratification thing, you know, it doesn't necessarily right away make the video blow up or anything like that. But I think in time it matters. So I definitely appreciate your time in doing all that. Alright folks, I hope that helped you all out. Until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting!